So now we're going to make the easiest key lime cheesecake pies, whatever you want to call it. It's almost like a deconstructed key lime pie. Key lime pie is not something I ever had before I came to the USA, but everybody eats them here, so we thought we'd better get on board. So here I've got just some graham cracker biscuits that I've just blitzed into a fine crumb, and to that I'm just going to add some melted butter. And then just give it a stir. This is honestly the simplest and easiest dessert. It's great, it'll stay in the fridge for up to 24 hours. So if you've got guests coming, you can make it, stick it in the fridge and then forget about it. Nobody wants to be slaving over the stove making dessert when everybody else is enjoying the party. So when they look all kind of dark and sand-like, that means that it's ready. And I'm just going to literally spoon this into each glass, the bottom of each glass. It's a really refreshing summer dessert, this, I think, as well. I'm going to use up all these crumbs. The biscuit base is my children's favourite part of this dessert. Okay, that's done. Let's just set those aside. Okay, so now we're going to head over to the mixer because we need the help just for a little minute. So over here, in here, I've literally got a couple of ounces of softened cream cheese. So I've had it at room temperature for a couple of hours now. I want it to be able to mix in really well. So I'm just going to get that mixing first to get it light and fluffy. Okay, so while that's mixing, I'm just going to slice up some limes because I'm going to put the juice of around 2 limes into this. Before I add the juice of the limes, I'm just going to add in only about half a teaspoon of vanilla extract into the cream cheese whilst it's whisking. Okay, so now time to add in the lime juice. Okay, so that's looking really good. Now I'm just going to add in some powdered sugar. Lovely and sweet. When you use powdered sugar, you want to make sure you turn your mixer on quite slow afterwards, otherwise there'll be an explosion of the powdered sugar everywhere. Okay. So I'm just going to move this over here now. I'm just going to scrape off the extra mixture off the blade. Don't want to leave any behind. Okay, so I'm just going to make sure I'm going to scrape around the edges and the sides. You always want to scrape the bottom of the bowl because I think the mixer always does leave just a little bit behind. Just going to get that all incorporated. Okay, and then now I'm using Cool Whip, which comes frozen. You defrost it in the fridge for 4 hours, just because it's really easy and it's quite stable. But if you don't have Cool Whip, then just use whipped cream, whip it to stiff peaks, and then you use the same method as I'm going to use now. So I'm going to just fold in around a quarter of it, first of all, slowly, just to lighten the mixture. And then once that's incorporated, I'm going to add in the rest. So in total, around 2 cups I'm going to use in total. Okay, and now I'm going to incorporate the rest. And I'm going to fold all that in now. I can smell the limes and the vanilla. I'm being very restrained and not sticking my finger in and licking it from this bowl. So everything's incorporated. So now it's time to load it into a piping bag. So you can spoon it into the glass if you prefer to spoon it in, but I would make a total mess if I was to do it that way. So I'm just going to put it in a piping bag, and I find it so much easier to do it that way. Okay, so we've got all that in the bag. Move that out of the way. So you want to squeeze the mixture down. You don't need a nozzle because I'm not looking for any kind of fancy piping. I just don't want to make a mess, basically. So I'm going to get my glasses ready. Snip off the end, squeeze it down, and then I'm just going to pipe some of the cheesecake into each glass. Squeezing the last bits out. There we go. And then I always think these look really lovely. You can do some lime zest on the top, but I like to just do like a little slice of lime on each glass so everyone knows what they're getting. And there you have it, the easiest key lime cheesecake pies.